All right, I'm sat with boxing manager Lonki Witbooi. How are you feeling ahead of this big ESPN tournament that's about to come up? You got your boxer on the tournament.
I'm quite excited, Hayden. You know, ESPN is a very big platform. It has international exposure. So I'm quite excited. It's also a big opportunity for my management brand as well, and as well as for the boxers, Netemba Blom. You know, it's an opportunity that he deserves, seeing his amateur credentials and all of that. So it's quite a great one, and we're very happy.
Well, let's talk about him as well. How did you guys end up working together?
We've always been in communication, myself and him, and his trainers as well, and the guys who were taking care of his amateur career, Advocate Kwababana. So we've always had talks that when he turns professional, he'd like to work with me. So I welcomed that idea. I was excited about it. So as soon as he turned pro, then we started to get everything going.
Now, I wanted to get your thoughts on this last-minute change of opponent, because this, as you would have taken your trip up to Johannesburg, you wouldn't have known, and now you get you and you find out that the opponent isn't there. What's your thoughts on this initially?
It's quite frustrating because it's not the first time this is happening. Ever since he turned professional, we've been struggling to get opponents for him, because I think most of these guys, they know him from the amateurs. So I think they don't want to risk. They are taking losses from him. So the other guy we're supposed to fight, he pulled out, and another one before that he also pulled out, and now we get here today. This one is also pulled out. So it's something I think we should get used to. But it's also frustrating because now it means everything has to be changed around. We have to try to adjust and try to fix our tactical strategies and all of that. But it's something we'll get used to, and though we don't want it to happen again, but what can you do? This is professional boxing. These things happen, you know.
Well, one thing with ESPN is luckily there's always a replacement for a fighter that's coming up. There's always quick changes, so you don't just get disappointed and fly back home. I mean, he's literally going to still get a fight. Are you at least happy with the fact that he's still going to be stepping in the ring?
Yes, I'm very happy, because he's been training throughout the year. So it would really be devastating for him to go back home without a fight, having flown all the way from Cape Town. You know, the expenses, everything, it's quite an expensive trip, because I have my team here. I have my nutritionist here, so it's quite expensive. So we'd like to get the fight, but I need to see the opponent first. We don't want to take uncalculated risk. I'll have a sit and talk to Abby and see how engage his opponent, because I don't want to take a chance where we take an opponent that would derail us from the plan that I have for him. So, yeah.
What sort of plans do you have for him in the future? Is he going to be fast-tracked, seeing as his amateur background is quite extensive?
Seeing that also he's not getting any opponents, he's struggling to get opponents. So I think we will, in due course, try to dive into the deep end. But we must just get him to adjust into the pro ranks. Right. Yeah, we must just get him a couple of easy fights, winnable fights, test him against a suitable opponent, and then we'll see. But we're trying to get into the ratings by the end of the year. I'm not going to set impossible dreams and just thumb suck things. We're just going to take it easy, see how we adjust into the pro ranks, and then we'll see. Maybe just go and cause some chaos in the rated boxers there.
So you're looking at the South African lightweight title?
We're definitely looking for that one, but all in good time. We're going to get that SA title challenge probably early next year or mid next year. Any time that will suit us, depending on how he performs with these few fights this year.
Right, and you know who the lightweight champion is at the moment. So it's a very experienced, very good boxer in Chifu Munyai.
Chifu Munyai, about that, he's not much of a threat. I've seen Chifu, I've followed his career throughout. The guys in that division, they're quite old now. So it's time for the young boys to step up, and I don't think Chifu still has it. Given the chance, say in mid next year, if he'll still be champion, because he still has to fight Komanisi. Yes. If he's still champion, we'd take him on. Even if Komanisi becomes the champion, I just watched his fight, we'd also take him on. But there are no imminent threats there, if you look at it. And now the real issue now is that there are no prospects in South Africa. There are no new names, new exciting names in boxing. I remember the last time we had an exciting boxer, it was Siveno Nchinga. Before that, it was Azinga Fuzile, and now it's Blom. if you look out throughout the country, Blom is the only one that everybody is looking forward to watching now. So I think I've got a star, but we just have to make sure that everything goes according to plan, and we'll take on those guys. We'll clean that division. The lightweights, now we'll clean them. They're quite old now.
Well, someone like a Talent Baloyi, who's at lightweights, also very dangerous opponents.
Talent Baloyi, yeah, but I don't think they match him when it comes to the on the technical side. I don't think they match him. I've seen Talent Baloyi, but yeah, he's all right. But like I said, I don't want to set imaginary dreams and goals. We'll just have to gauge Blom, and then early next year we'll take those fights. He's got quite an extensive amateur record. 6-time amateur national champion, 2018 Commonwealth Games quarter-finalist, South African team captain, Zone 4 gold medalist. I mean, he's done it all. Like I said, I think the only match now that he has in South Africa was Azinga Fuzile and Thulani Mbenge, perhaps, and maybe in Motole. I think they were teammates, right? Yeah, I think they were teammates. So you see, Motole is doing big things, and Mbenge is doing great things as well. So he's up there with them, but he just needs to prove himself. Yeah, with a fight like this one that we're going to be having on Thursday.
All right, and that's the ESPN card, and you're also representing another fighter as well who will be fighting very soon. Can you talk to us about the SA title fight?
The next fight, the next big fight that we're going to is the South African junior flyweight title fight. That one is already signed and sealed. The date has been set. It's on the 29th of July in East London.
That's a big one, isn't it? Because, I mean, if we look at Xaba, who's the champion at the moment, he went and he took it from Magusha. Coming from Gauteng, he went down and he proved a point. You got your guy going up against him. Are you confident in this one?
I'm very confident. I see there's a lot of noise, people being afraid of Xaba. I think we're overpricing him. I think he's being overpriced. I know my boy. I know him better. I know what he has. I know his advantages. I know his disadvantages. I know his heart. I know his temperament. I know everything about him. Now, I've seen Xaba. Yes, he's a champion. I don't undermine him. He's a champion. I don't undermine him, but there are quite a few things that we are going to expose. I've seen carries so much power, but it's just that I can't say what we're going to expose. Yeah, but there's so much that we are going to expose. Unfortunately, we've got some slight advantages over him. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one, and it's going to come as a shock when Moshani becomes South African champion. It's because nobody is expecting him to win. He's just going to come from the blind side and just take over the title. Yeah,
the reason I ask is, I just look at the records and I've just looked at basically on paper. What I'm looking at is on paper. And it looks like Xaba is the favorite for sure to win the fight on paper. But you thinking completely different. And I know you don't want to give away your reasoning, but do you think it'll go the distance, points? What's your thoughts? Because, in boxing, there's only two results here to get a win.
Yeah. Without trying to sound overconfident or anything, if Xaba goes the distance, he's going to be very hurt. Because my boy is going to hurt him. If it goes the distance, I can promise you we're going to hurt him. The best way would be for his guys, the Malenga brothers, to save him. I think they should rather save him. We don't want to get injuries. Because my boy, Xaba, we're going to expose him. We've seen so much. There's so much that has been left unfixed with him. I think they've let him go on for too long without fixing his bad habits. Yeah, and I know them, and we're going to expose them. So if it goes a distance, it's going to take some punishment. So I could say it would end. It won't last the distance, but it's going to be a shock. I don't want to talk too much. I know people say I'm overconfident sometimes, but I get the results anyway. So I'm not intimidated. I'm just confident. My boy is confident. We're all level-headed. We're all focused for the fight, and we've been preparing for the fight. So yeah.
All right. Well, that's the thoughts of boxing manager Lonki Witbooi. Thank you very much for joining us today. And let's see if all your predictions come true. At the end of the day, it's all about what the guys do in the ring, and all the best with that.
Okay. Thanks so much, Aiden. Thanks so much. We're hoping to impress on Thursday. Thanks.